Jack Murray pulled on his gloves and stepped into the dark hallway of the old alien ship. Metal groaned under his boots. The place smelled like rust and old fire. He liked it that way, quiet, empty, full of things to sell. His ship, the Dry Comet, floated nearby. The engine was still warm. He had parked it in the shadow of the wreck. No one else had seen this place. No flags, no patrols. Just a broken battleship drifting between stars. Jack looked at his scanner. The signal was strange. Something deep inside the ship still had power. Maybe an old battery or a black box. He followed it. The corridor led him to a sealed door. Jack used his cutter to slice the locks. Sparks flew. The door hissed open. The room inside was round, smooth, and too clean. It didn't match the rest of the wreck. In the center stood a pod. The glass was foggy. Soft hum filled the room. Jack stepped closer. His breath slowed. Inside the pod was a small alien child, curled up like she was sleeping. Her skin was pale silver. Her hair was dark and floated around her like smoke. She wore a simple robe and a pendant shaped like a crown. Jack blinked. This wasn't Scrap. He tapped the glass. The child didn't move. A soft beep came from the base of the pod. The hum changed pitch. Slowly, the pod opened with a sigh. The girl stirred. Her eyes opened. They were bright purple, glowing in the dark. She looked at Jack without fear. Jack stepped back. She sat up, unsteady. Then she reached out her hand. "Da-da!" Jack froze. He looked around like someone might explain the word to him. He shook his head. "No, I'm just a junkman." She stood, shaky but curious. The pendant around her neck blinked once. Jack noticed small lights on the walls coming alive. The ship had started to respond to her. "Great," he muttered. A royal kid. He didn't want trouble. He didn't want to be part of any alien drama. He wanted copper, wires, old tech. Things he could sell. He looked at her again. She was holding his glove with her tiny hand. Jack sighed. "Fine, you can come with me. But just until I find someone who wants you." She smiled. Jack didn't. They walked back to the Dry Comet. Jack checked the scanner again. The signal had changed. Something or someone was now tracking the pod. Maybe picking up the energy she woke up. He buckled her in one of the passenger seats. She stared at the stars. "Name?" Jack asked. She tilted her head. "Lena." "All right, Lena. Don't touch anything." Jack hit the thrusters. The ship groaned but moved. Behind them, the old battleship flickered. Alarms echoed far off. Jack didn't look back. For now, he had a passenger, a strange one. With a crown around her neck and eyes like starlight. He didn't know who wanted her. He didn't know what she was. But she had called him Dada. And for some reason, Jack felt like leaving her behind was no longer an option. Jack sat in the pilot seat, staring at the stars. The girl sat behind him, quiet. Her name was Lena. She had not stopped looking at him since they left the wreck. He checked the radar. Nothing yet, but he had a feeling someone was coming. Someone who wanted her. "You hungry?" he asked. Lena blinked and nodded slowly. Jack opened a food pack and gave her a soft bar. She held it like it was a treasure. Then she took a bite and smiled. He turned back to the controls. His ship, the Dry Comet, was old but fast. It had hidden panels and a few tricks. Jack knew how to stay away from trouble, or he used to. "Where are you from?" he asked. Lena looked at her pendant. She touched it. It lit up. "Sorellen," she whispered. Jack had heard that name before. A planet far out. Quiet people. Peaceful. But they had vanished years ago, after a civil war. "Sorellen's gone," Jack said. Lena shook her head. "Not gone. Hidden." Jack didn't answer. He looked at her through the mirror. Her eyes were bright, like fireflies. Suddenly the radar beeped. A fast ship was coming. No call sign. No ID. Too smooth. Too fast. Jack cursed under his breath, pulled the ship hard to the left. The engines roared. "Hang on," he said. Lena grabbed her seat. The Dry Comet flew through a field of old cargo ships. Jack weaved between them. He cut corners, dropped decoys, and turned off all outside lights. The other ship followed. No shots. Just shadow. Silent. "Hunting. They want you," Jack said. "What did you do?" Lena didn't answer, her eyes closed. She held the pendant tight. Suddenly, a low sound filled the cabin, a soft pulse. Jack looked around. What's that? Lena's pendant glowed brighter. Jack's screens flashed. New symbols? Strange ones? You doing that? She opened her eyes. I call them. Who lights? Protect. Jack had no idea what she meant. But outside the ship, lights began to move. Small drones, long dead, now came to life. They circled the dry comet like fireflies. The hunting ship slowed down, then turned away. Jack exhaled. Well, I'll be... ... Double quotes. Lena leaned forward. Safe now. Jack nodded. For now, they landed on a small moon, an old trade station. Jack had a friend here, someone who owed him. He carried Lena through the cold hallway of the station. People stared. No one said a word. Inside a dark bar, Jack found Joe, a former pilot with metal legs and sharp eyes. Jack, Joe said. You look worse than ever. Need info, Jack said. Quiet kind. Joe looked at Lena. What's this? Just help me. They sat in the back room. Joe pulled up files, maps, news from the black zones. Shh, you know what you got, right? Joe asked. Jack stayed quiet. That kid's not normal. She's Zuralin royal blood. The crown. The house. The whole line was wiped out. Or so we thought. Jack looked at Lena. She stared at the screen, calm. Someone's gonna want her, Joe said, real bad. You keeping her? Jack didn't answer. Lena touched his arm. Da-da. Joe raised his brow. Well, that settles it. Jack stood. Thanks. We're leaving. Take care, Jack, Joe said. She's more than she looks. Jack led Lena back to the ship. He looked at the stars. He'd come here for scrap. But now he had something more. And the stars just got more dangerous. Jack flew low across a cold gas planet, using thick clouds to hide. The dry comet was running quiet. The stars behind them were full of eyes now. Someone had seen Lena, someone had followed. He had to keep her safe. Lena sat near the window. She looked tired but calm. She still wore the crown pendant. Her small fingers kept touching it, like it helped her think. Jack looked at the nav screen. A place blinked far out. An old hidden colony from the war. It was the last mark his old squad had saved in the maps. Maybe the only place no one would look. We're going to a quiet place, Jack said. You okay? Lena nodded. Cold stars, bad ships, yeah, Jack said. Saw them too. He thought about the bounty hunter Joe had warned him about. Someone rich and dangerous was paying for Lena, not just to capture her, maybe to kill her. Jack didn't know much about alien politics, but he knew how to protect someone. He'd done it before. Years ago, when he wore a uniform, he rubbed the old patch on his sleeve. It was faded now. Who are you really, Lena? He asked. She looked at him. I was born in Gold Room. Mother sang. Fire came. She hid me. Jack leaned closer. Your mother. Was she a queen? Lena nodded once. Bad men burned home. Jack took a deep breath. He had guessed it. She was royal. Last of her kind. You remember a lot, he said. I remember you. Me, you didn't know me back then. Your face. From dreams. Jack didn't know what to say. He checked the sensors again. All clear. They reached the colony 3 hours later. It was hidden in a dead crater. Dust covered the old dome. The place looked broken but alive. Jack landed slow. Dust rose around them. He powered down the ship. Stay close, he told Lena. They walked into the dome. Inside were tall walls, soft lights, and a few old faces. Jack saw a man in a thick coat. It was Sam, a medic from his old team. Jack, Sam blinked. You still breathing? Barely, Jack said. Need help? Got a kid? Sam looked at Lena. His face changed. Not fear, respect. I've seen that pendant before. During the peace talks, she's from the Crown blood. She needs to stay hidden. Someone's after her, Sam nodded. We got a safe room. Come on. They walked down a narrow hall. Old posters on the wall showed pictures of the Zuralon royal family. One of them was a woman with the same eyes as Lena. Lena stopped. She touched the photo. Mama. Jack watched her hand shake. He didn't speak. Sam opened a room. It had warm lights and soft seats. Old Toy sat in one corner. "She can rest here," Sam said. "Shh, you too." Jack sat down. Lena sat next to him, holding his arm. "Sam," Jack said, "there's a sanctuary, right? A place the loyal ones hid." Sam nodded. "Legend says it's behind the black moons. Only her pendant can open the gate. I need a path there. You sure, Jack? It won't be easy." "I gave my word. She called me Dad. It means something." Sam smiled. "I'll dig up the route. You get some sleep." Jack looked at Lena. Her eyes were closing.
"Dad."
"We're gonna get you home," he whispered. She didn't speak. But her hands stayed tight in his. Outside the dome, far in the dark sky, a silent ship watched and waited. Jack woke up to alarms. The red lights flashed across the small room. Lena was still asleep, curled against his jacket. He stood fast and checked the screen. "They found us," Sam said, running into the room. "Stealth cruiser. No name, no signal. Same one from before?" "Yeah," Jack said. "They followed us." Sam threw him a small card. "That's the path to the sanctuary. Black Moon's route. We got one shot." Jack picked up Lena. She stirred, blinking at the lights. "Bad men again." "Yeah, but we're not staying," Jack said. They ran through the dome as shots hit the outer walls. The dry comet stood ready. Jack jumped into the pilot's seat, powered the ship, and blasted off. The cruiser followed. "They're fast," Jack muttered. "We gotta be faster." He followed the path Sam gave him. The black moons were far, beyond a dead zone called the Fire Gate. It was full of traps, old drones, and war machines that still fired on anything that moved. "We going through Fire Gate?" he told Lena. "Hold tight," Lena nodded. Her pendant glowed again. The ship picked up the signal and showed a safe path. Jack smiled. "Thanks." As they neared the Fire Gate, the space around them changed. Broken satellites, floating mines, and old wrecks drifted like ghosts. Jack moved slow, too fast, and the gate would wake. Behind them, the cruiser pushed closer, fired. Jack pulled hard left. The ship shook. One engine sparked. "Come on, girl, hold together," he whispered to the dry comet. They entered the gate. Machines came alive. Turrets turned. Red lights blinked. Lena touched the screen. Her pendant sent out a pulse. The machines paused, then stopped. "She controls them," Jack said. "Like magic, how they passed through without harm." Jack exhaled. But the cruiser was not so lucky. The machines turned and opened fire. The stealth ship dodged and returned shots, but it took damage. Parts of it burned. "Good," Jack said. "Maybe that'll slow them." Hours passed. They flew through dark space until they saw the moons. 5 black orbs floating around a dim star. Nothing showed on sensors. But Lena's pendant pulsed fast. "This is it," Jack said. He followed the pulse. It led them between 2 moons, then into a thick dust cloud. Jack could see nothing. Then light broke through. A hidden planet appeared. It was green, glowing, with cities under domes and towers in the hills. "Welcome home," Jack whispered. They landed near a high spire. Figures waited, tall, dressed in silver robes, with their faces calm, their eyes like Lena's. Jack stepped out with her in his arms. One of them came forward. She looked older, wiser. "You brought her," the woman said. "Yeah," Jack said. "She called me Dad. Couldn't say no. You protected the crown. We will not forget." Lena reached for the woman. "Auntie." The woman took her gently. Lena looked back at Jack. "Daddy come too?" Jack smiled. "I'll be nearby, but this is your place." She held his hand tight. The woman looked at Jack. "You are welcome here, but you must know, her path is not easy." "I figured," Jack said. Suddenly a blast shook the ground. The cruiser had followed, damaged but not dead. "Defenses, now," the woman shouted. Jack grabbed a blaster. "Get her inside, I got this." He ran toward the noise. Fire lit the sky. Enemy troops dropped from the ship. Jack fought hard. One hit him in the side. He fell, bleeding. Lena screamed from the tower. Her pendant flashed like a star. The sky filled with light. A wave of energy pushed the enemy back. It fell, silent, Gone. Jack lay still. Lena ran to him. "Daddy, wake up." He opened his eyes. "Weak. You did good, kid. You did real good." She cried, holding his hand. The crown pendant glowed soft. He smiled. "Don't let go," she said. "Never," Jack said. Then his eyes closed. Jack woke slowly. The light above him was soft and warm. His side ached, wrapped in clean bandages. The room smelled like flowers and metal. Lena sat beside him, holding his hand. "You came back," she said. "Wasn't planning to go," Jack said with a weak smile. She smiled back. "You sleep long? I needed it." A soft voice came from the doorway. It was the woman in silver robes, Anna's aunt. "He is strong," she said. "He's my dad," Lena said proudly. Jack tried to sit up. The woman helped him gently. "You saved her life," she said. "You saved all of us. Crown lives because of you." Jack shook his head. "She saved me too. More than once." The woman nodded. The pendant answered her voice. The gate opened for her, and her power woke the old defenses. "She is ready." Jack looked at Lena. "Ready for what?" "To lead," the woman said. "Our people are few now, but we will rise again. It's with peace, not war. She will carry the light." Lena looked unsure. "But I want Daddy to." Jack gave her hand a squeeze. "I'll always be close. Maybe not here. Maybe flying. But never far, you promise." "Promise." Days passed. Jack healed. The city prepared a small ceremony, not loud or proud, just quiet respect. Only a few knew she had returned. They knelt. Not because of her crown, but because of her heart. Jack stood in the back, clean for once, wearing an old coat he found in the ship. Lena stepped forward, her hair tied back, her pendant glowing. "My name is Lena," she said. "I am the daughter of peace. I lost my home once, but now I have a new one. We will not fight. We will grow. I am not queen by birth. I am queen by choice. And I choose love, not fear." The people clapped softly. Hush. Many had tears in their eyes. Jack smiled. He didn't cry, but he felt it in his chest. Later on the landing pad, Jack packed his things. The dry comet was ready to fly again. Lena came running. She hugged him tight. "You really going?" "Just for a while," Jack said, "but you got a whole world to build. They need you." "I need you too." He knelt. "You're strong now. You don't need a protector anymore." She frowned. "But I still want one." Jack pulled something from his pocket. Small metal cube with a button. "Press this, and I'll come back. No matter where I am." She took it. "Okay." Jack stood, walked up the ramp, stopped and turned. "You're gonna be great, Lena. I love you, Daddy." "I love you too, kid." He flew off. The stars opened in front of him. Days later in his ship, Jack got a message. It was short. "Dear Daddy, today I helped fix the garden dome. The trees are growing again. The people smile more. I told them stories about you. They all want to meet the man who saved a queen. Love your daughter, Lena." Jack leaned back in his seat. He smiled. "Not bad," he said. For a scrap hunter, the dry comet flew on, quiet through the stars. As one man watched over a girl who had called him Dad and changed the galaxy,